What's up, guys? This is Derek from moreplatesmoredates.com. Today we're going to be talking about Cardio 101, the best way to do cardio to get shredded. Cardio is something that is commonly overlooked by, like fitness enthusiasts or people who are trying to get in shape. There's a common misbelief that if you train your ass off and you lift heavy, eventually you'll somehow just end up with a physique that's not only big, but it's ripped too. And this is almost never the case, because 99% of people don't really understand how fat loss works in the first place. Being in a calorie deficit is pretty much the name of the game when it comes to fat loss, and no matter how hard you train or how heavy you lift, if you're overeating, you won't lose fat. Like I know in the past I've tried lifting with an insane amount of intensity, or as intense as I could possibly go, and in the hopes that it would be enough calorie expenditure that it would offset my need to do cardio, but it didn't work. So cardio for me is still a staple whenever I need to get very lean. Not just lean, I can maintain a lean physique without cardio much at all, to be honest, but getting to like shredded, I always need to do cardio. So cardio is a tool that should not only be used for cardiovascular health, but also for greatly improving your body's ability to burn fat. When you perform cardio, your body just burns more calories. So when you burn more calories, you're increasing your overall energy expenditure for the day. And when you do this, it ultimately helps you achieve a calorie deficit with greater ease. So what's the best way to do cardio to get shredded? First of all, you need to understand your body is really smart and will continuously adapt until it's comfortable. So by that, I mean you have to approach your cardio plan being mindful that in a few weeks your body will likely have adapted to your plan to such a degree that it might no longer burn fat at all following that same plan. So when your body is in a calorie deficit, it will burn fat to accommodate the deficit of energy it is experiencing. However, it will also start to slow your metabolism down on purpose, and your body does this to prevent itself from starving, essentially. So essentially, when you're depriving it of an adequate amount of energy on purpose to get leaner, your body just sees it as it's like starving and it needs extra energy. So it'll slow down your metabolism until eventually your new maintenance level of calories is the amount that was previously a deficit for you. And this is why you can't just go gung-ho with a diet, like with cardio for an hour per day, every single day at the start of a diet, because your body will adapt to that level of cardio and eventually plateau. And once you're plateaued from that, you're pretty much stuck with a slowed down metabolism that can't even lose fat with 7 hours of cardio per week if you started off the bat with an hour per day every single day. So what you need to do is you need to take a staggered method to your cardio schedule, just like you would when you decrease your caloric intake to burn fat. You start off with, like, for me, what I do is I start off with 2 cardio sessions per week, sometimes 3 max, usually not even, maybe 2. Doing 2 minutes of low intensity, doing 20 minutes of low intensity steady state cardio where your heart rate is constantly in the 140 to 150 beats per minute range throughout the entire session. This can be done on the elliptical, treadmill, Stairmaster, like playing sports, running outside, hiking, whatever. As long as you do it properly and you follow that kind of guideline, then you're good. So after each week, you can assess your fat loss, and if you aren't losing weight quick enough or it is too quick, make adjustments to your cardio regimen or caloric intake accordingly. So if you plateau in fat loss, then you know it's time to make a change, and this is when you would either add another cardio session to your weekly regimen, or you could increase the duration of your current sessions by 5 minutes. So, like for example, if I plateau in fat loss and I'm doing like 3 sessions a week for like 30 minutes or something like that, if I plateau, I can either decrease my calorie intake by like 50 to 100 calories is usually what I do if I was going to take out food. But if I was going to increase the energy deficit via cardio, I'd add another 5 minutes to those sessions probably. So it would bring it up to like 3 35-minute sessions per week. Or I'd add a 4th 30-minute session and keep the duration the same. So through this continuous slow progression of plateau busting, you can eventually get to a point where you're as lean as you want to be without burning out too early in the program and wrecking your metabolism by doing too much too soon. So What about fasted cardio versus non-fasted cardio? This is a question I get a lot. There's science to support that fasted cardio burns more fat than non-fasted, and there's also science to support that it burns the exact same amount of fat. Honestly, there's going to be people that argue both ways, but I kind of go more by anecdotal experience on my own, not what guys on the internet are saying, even though I understand this is a YouTube video and I'm a guy on the internet. So don't take my word for it, do what works for you. But I'm definitely a believer that fasted cardio works a bit better than non-fasted. And I have no studies to back this up whatsoever, but I've gotten shredded many times now, enough times to know how my body reacts and responds to certain, activities. And fasted cardio always just rips me up a bit quicker. I don't know why, it just does. So, however, it is ultimately of far greater importance that you actually just do your cardio in the first place, as opposed to worrying about if you can fit it into your schedule fasted or not. So if you can do it, great, fasted. If you can't, not a big deal, do it post-workout. It's not a big deal. I've gotten shredded doing it both ways, so don't stress about it too much if you don't have like a treadmill in your house that you can go use right when you wake up or something like that, or you have to go to work and you don't have time. One tip I have is don't ever do your cardio pre-workout. So the reason being, cardio will burn through your glycogen stores, and if you do it pre-workout, you're basically using up the fuel you'll need to lift weights. So if you can't do your cardio fasted, do your weight training session for the day, deplete your glycogen stores via the weightlifting, and then hit your cardio session post-workout when your glycogen stores are depleted from the weights. So this will allow your workout to still be 100% and not hinder your strength during your workout, essentially. Like getting shredded isn't really rocket science. I guarantee if you follow a proper fat loss diet and cardio regimen, you'll be shocked at how quickly you can get yourself into fantastic shape. The main issue stems from individuals simply not having the willpower to stick to a consistent plan, and even having a plan in the first place. If you have like a very calculated regimen on how you're going to go about each week and assess your goals and assess your progress and reevaluate and kind of formulate your goals as you go along your progression, you can actually get there fairly easily. Like right now, I just came back from a trip for 4 weeks and I was eating everything on purpose because it was vacation. And now I'm back and I've already lost about 10 pounds, and I've only had to dip my calories down to like 2850, which is pretty high to get to almost as lean as I was before the trip. So honestly, it's about just understanding how your body works, not doing too much too soon, being patient, understanding the process, and approaching it in an educated and calculated way. Set a goal, engrave it in your mind like concrete, and just get it done. So hope you guys enjoyed that video, found it informative. Please like, subscribe, comment, check out my blog, moreplates.moredates.com. Subscribe there on the right hand side, plug in your email address for updates. Thank you guys for watching. Talk to you soon.